So this is a project I made for my speech class. I thought it was really good, so I just wanted to post this somewhere, and I ended up making this YouTube video. This is the assignment was to make a persuasive presentation, and I chose the topic of why someone should watch A Silent Voice, the movie. So here goes. It was directed by Naoko Yamada, based on manga author Yoshitogi Oima. I'm very sorry for that pronunciation. And it was released in Japan September 17th, 2016. I've seen this movie twice, only in dub. It's my preference, and I thought it was amazing. I recently saw it again with one of my friends, and he loved the movie as well. My reasons for saying someone should watch it is based on how the movie presents these 5 themes: harassment, communication, consequences, depression, and redemption through the movie's visualization and the soundtrack. They're able to convey these themes, and everyone can relate to at least one of these, I think. First theme, harassment. Shoya spearheads the bully on Shoko. Psychological torture and physical abuse. And in elementary school, for us, we were always taught that bullying is wrong. This quote, we had to get 3 sources. Pulling this up on my laptop. I got a bunch of my supportive analysis from this blog post, Ko no Katachi, director Naoko Yamada interview by kVin. And then on YouTube, therapist reacts to A Silent Voice by Cinema Therapy. And then my third source, How a Silent Voice Saved Me, the perfect anime film by Kevin Nyaa. So these 3 sources kind of helped me propel through this project, support all my thoughts, and I got some insight based on all of their input. Shoya became a social outcast, lonely to the point of suicide, but he wanted to find Shoko to make amends. All these colors of the font, text, and all that, they're based on this poster right here. I had to find a color palette, and I chose this poster, and I loved that idea. In speech class, they were teaching us how each slide only has so much amount of information. You want to try to keep everything cohesive, so the background color, that was also based off this movie poster. So you want everything consistent. All the font, it was Garamond. I literally looked online to get a font from a picture, and this is the closest I could find within Google Slides of the Silent Voice the movie font. So I matched that. I had to do some stuff to try to get everything the way I wanted for here. There wasn't a way that I found where I could get the text box, put a shadow over it. So I ended up taking the pictures and lowering the transparency. So it looks dark this way because of the slide background. And I had to add a diamond-shaped dark background behind the redemption one, because when you made it transparent, you could see all 4 of these other pictures. So I had to mess around with it. This is, as I said, one of the hardest I've ever worked on a project. Then I messed with shapes and how to display everything. This one was really interesting. Shoya grew up alone, feeling hated by all, while Shoko grew up suffering and feeling like the cause of everyone's problems. I usually don't use the make a line feature, but I decided to put there. And then I just had to use the scene where they're on the train. I just loved how I put the bullied. And then this is in the center. Shoya distanced himself from his only friends. Then it broke off into what happened after that. For Shoya, he was not happy with life and was ready just to make amends and just probably call everything quits, because that was the only reason he stopped his suicide attempt, because he wanted to make amends with Shoko. But after that, Shoko, she saw herself as a burden so much to the point that I'm not sure if she was planning it the entire time, but she was ready to off herself as well. This one was pretty nice. A little collage. I'm not sure what kind of shape I was trying to do, but I also loved how I put, for the last words, bold, underline, italics, and highlight. Shoya saved Shoko and wanted her to help him to live. In the movie, basically, they saved each other. Shoya didn't go through with his attempt because he wanted to make amends. Now she's gonna guide him through life, so she's helping him. While Shoya actually physically saved Shoko because he stopped her from jumping. Well, he caught her, and then he's telling her that she's not the problem. She's not the cause of problems that might occur in life. So they're saving each other. Shoko restored Shoya's lost friendships. While he was in the hospital in a coma recovering, she was trying to gather everyone back. Shoya was the cause of why his elementary friend group kind of broke up, and now Shoya's bringing them all back together. Everyone attended the school festival together, and then Shoya cried after finally experiencing true happiness. This one was pretty good. This is a timeline. It was, for the assignment, a recap of all my main points: harassment, communication, consequences, depression, and redemption. And then finally, friendship don't gotta do with no rules or qualifications, because it's about something deeper, a bond, and you just can't break it. Capiche? Tomohiro. So I also wanted to go over some things I've learned, because lately life's been not that great for me, or at least my outlook on it has been a little more down in the dumps. But as I finished this project, I kind of realized a few things, even sometime after I recently seen the movie. Shoko, she believed she was a problem, a burden, it would just be better if she was gone. I've certainly felt that way before. Most people, well, I don't want to say most, I would believe that some people who end up going through with it, they always think it'd be better if I wasn't here. And that's the mindset, but then she learned she wasn't, and that she shouldn't be so hard on herself. She would always apologize like it's my fault, but in reality it's not. She just has to be less hard on herself. One of the famous quotes is like, your worst critic is yourself. And then Shoya, he kind of shows how you can turn from a bad person into a good person. He was a bully, and then he grew up and kind of recovered from that. That kind of reminds me of in Fairy Tale, how Gagio, he used to be a bad wizard, but then when he joined Fairy Tale, made friends and all this, he sort of redeemed himself, became this good person who's doing the right thing. Same for Shoya. Like, I don't think too highly of myself, but same time, I think if Shoya can recover, I can at least recover and at least not think of myself as so bad as I do. Then Miki, in the film, she didn't think she was part of the bullying. Like, she thinks like it's other people, they have a problem or something. And I kind of have that mindset, like, if something goes wrong sometimes, or if there's a problem, I try not to, but I always still end up, like, it's not my fault, or I'm not in the wrong here. I want to try to change that mindset. And of course, everyone here, they become better by the end of the film. Naoka, my friend who watched the movie, he did not like her at all because of how mean she was to Shoko. For me, like, yeah, I understand that. Like, you shouldn't be that mean to a person, but I also learned from her that you don't have to like every single person. At the end of the film, I would say she tolerates Shoko. Like, she'll hang around, but from her, you don't have to like everyone. You could just not like someone just cause, I would think. Like, me here in 2022, I feel like you have to messages. You have to like everyone, accept them for who they are. It's a lot easier said than done. I think as a person, you are allowed to be that way and not like someone just because everyone else does. Miyoko, she ran away from her problems because in elementary school, I guess she was sort of feeling. I don't know what the right word is. People didn't like her. They thought she was weird, especially because she was one of the few who accepted and tried to learn sign language. But then she ended up, seems like, moving, so she ran away from her problems. But now Shoko says it's alright and that she's here. Like, with friends, like, you might want to run away from a challenge or problem, but your friends, they'll help you through it. And then, I don't know who Shoya's other friend was, but the blonde guy, Kazuki, like, at the end, him and his other former friend, it seems like they saved him when he fell in. I kind of learned from that you can lose friends, but at the end of the day, it will be alright. I know it would be hard to lose a friend that maybe you've known for so long and all that, but life still comes and goes, and everything comes to an end eventually. And Shoya, he ended up making other friends, great friends. I just thought it was just something small. And then Toshi, he's the new guy of the group. Like, everyone, they're familiar with each other from elementary school. So it would be hard for naturally for someone to just come in after everyone's been so familiar with each other. But the film, he's a good person, and like, for me, I would like to, if I was new to a group or something, I would like people to accept me. But one of my faults is I have a hard time accepting people. Like how in work, we recently got some new people, and I have a hard time accepting them. That's a fault that I recognize and that I have to work on. Then lastly is Tomohiro, the the derpy friend, as Cinema Therapy put it. He's a good friend. Became Shoya's friend out of a random thing. This was his quote here. A bond. They didn't know each other, and then Shoya helped him out of a situation, and then Tomohiro, he went and got Shoya's bike back, and then just from there they became friends. Shoya didn't quite understand, but then by the end of the film it shows just how much friends they were. He was really worried, not sure if Shoya would wake up from his coma, but just shows how important friends are. And yeah, this was my little thing. I'm gonna say that thing everyone says, it's not the greatest, but at the same time, I really enjoyed this. I'll put in a comment what I got as a grade, but I hope at least someone out there enjoyed this. The presentation I made and my little analysis. Have a good day.